OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, who gave this nigga the right to write a Bible? But if we all look past the lies and false teachers of the men that portray themselves to be the powers that be and seek the truth, our lives just as well as all that lives, lives are Bible.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
No matter what man-made religion we believe in, just being true to thy Lord within ourselves will bring us peace. It's gonna be alright, cause in hell, we can't win the war between good and evil without being truthful to the powers that be.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
we talking
OGs and
to?
young gods, OGs and young gods.
I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, who gave this nigga the right to write a Bible? But if we all look past the lies and false teachers of the men that portray themselves to be the powers that be and seek the truth, our lives just as well as all that lives, lives are Bible.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
No matter what man-made religion we believe in, just being true to thy Lord within ourselves will bring us peace. It's gonna be alright, cause in hell, we can't win the war between good and evil without being truthful to the powers that be.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
Hood, hierarchy, mob pad. Every single episode, man, we gonna give them a little background.
I know how I feel because I've been through that 1,000 times.
Lovely ghetto you, beautiful ghetto you, sweet ghetto
We made so much doing that,
I
I started taking that money throwing the concerts.
It's your boy, Project Pata. Hood hierarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, man, if it ain't in the hood, man, it ain't on here.
Hey, this your boy Mario Cannon, man. You rocking with Hood Hierarchy. You already know what's going down.
Team Pretty P stand up. It's a wrap. Tune in.
It's Deli Dale. And whenever I got time and I'm relaxing and I'm chilling, I don't give a damn if I'm laying in the bed with you. I'm checking out Hood Hierarchy. And it's just that simple, just that easy.
This is 7 Up, man, straight from Brooklyn. I want y'all to check my boy out, Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. Get the dopest interviews, the dopest content, the dopest platform, straight from Chi-Town, man. You know what it is, man. We representing Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. That's the highest of prestige. Get it? You already know, that's on game, you heard?
One was saying this the one and only HD president, Mr. Bow Bow Bow. This is Hood Hierarchy checking in. I'm signing out. HD4, Bow Bow Bow.
I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm busy. I'm about my money and not too many. Can't get with me. Stick to my lonely. Stick to my homies. Cause I ain't friendly. Ain't no gimme. I pulled it off the mud. Before I give this to you quick, ain't no showing love. I'm booked and I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm booked. Damn so busy. Schedule.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Tre Boogie. We sliding. Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Tre Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Tre Boogie, now let's chop it. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Tre Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hey, man, we've been having all kind of issues over here at the headquarters today. But hey, it's your big homie, Tre Boogie. And this is the Friday night chop up. This is where culture talks and the streets listen. I appreciate everyone sticking in. It took a minute to get it going, but I appreciate everybody. I see you, Natalie. Hello, hello, hello. I see you, bro, Meezy. AJ Too Real, Seasoned with Grace. If y'all on Instagram, if y'all on Facebook, YouTube, come on over to the YouTube. Come on over to the YouTube. TikTok, Twitch, come on over to the YouTube. We got a good one tonight. My picture look real close today. Okay. Well, yeah. Again, I appreciate y'all sticking in. And, it's been a rough couple weeks for your boy. I've been doing a lot of postponing of shows and stuff. But we're here. We're here today. Again, this is where we chop it up about mental health and physical health issues. I was sick for a little bit. I was sick and dealing with some loss of lives. So I had to take care of me, and get me right. Take care of my mental, get my physical back on point. And we here. I'm happy to be seen. We here. So again, I appreciate everybody. If you're on Instagram, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, come on over to the YouTube. And today we're talking about something heavy. It's something real. Being a parent is already the hardest job. You know what I mean? But add cancer to the mix, and now you're carrying the weight of two worlds. And this episode tonight is for the warriors. It's for the warriors, the ones fighting for their lives. While still packing lunches, doing homework. Kissing bruises. Being parents. So let's talk about it. Man, that's heavy right there. Let's talk about it. Still going through it, but still packing them lunches, still doing that homework, still got to cook dinner. Now, let me say this, though. I'm not just talking today as a podcaster. I'm talking as somebody who's seen what this fights look like up close, And maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone you love. But either way, this message today is for you. Because dealing with cancer while raising kids, that's a whole different type of strength right there. A whole different type of strength. When that diagnosis hit, right? It don't just hit your body. It hits your mind. It hits your spirit and your sense of responsibility. You start thinking about your kids immediately. Who's going to take care of them? What will they remember? And, how much do you tell them about what's going on with you? How much do you tell them about what's going on with you? You start carrying guilt. Am I giving them the parent they need right now? You want to protect them from their fear and their tears and their pain, right? But they know. Kids always know. I think about when I was a child, right? And my grandparents thought we didn't hear or see what they were doing. But we heard and seen everything, you know. We heard and seen everything. Wow. Wow, my condolences. That's sad, you know, being 13 and losing a parent. You know, it make me think, you know, I have older kids. I have a 17-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old grandbaby that I've been raising ever since pretty much she was a few months old. And that crossed my mind, you know. That crossed my mind when I got that call. When I got that call letting me know I have cancer, you know. So it crossed your mind heavily. You know, and showing up. You still got to show up while you're suffering, right? Big love, Omeezy. Big love. But yeah, you still got to show up while you're suffering. You know, you're going to treatments. You know, your body's weak. Your hair might even fall out, you know. And still, you're helping with homework. You're making dinner. You're just trying to keep things normal, right? That's a hard job, you know. And then at night, you know, when the house is quiet and your body's aching, and that's when that fear shows up. You know, you get in your head. We talk about that on these Fridays, right? Being in your head. You get in your head and start thinking about this and start thinking about that, you know, and that's when that silence gets loud. You know, but even on those days when you're just surviving, you're still a parent, you know, and that's powerful right there. You're still a parent. Still gotta, you know, we talk about walking around, you know, with that hiding that pain, right? Smiling, acting as if everything's good, everything's okay, but your body's in pain, you know. Your body's in pain. We talked last couple weeks ago about strength, right? Right. You're still a parent, you know. But we talked about strength. And I used to think strength was about, you know, being unbreakable. But strength is waking up broken, you know, and still showing up. It's sitting at your kids' plays or football games, basketball games, you know, while your body's screaming. It's smiling when your heart's heavy. It's smiling when your heart's heavy. So if that's you, if you're in the fight, I see you. I see you. I salute you. And you're the definition of a warrior. You know, don't ever forget that. It takes a strong person to carry what you're carrying, right? It takes a strong person to do that. It takes a strong person to be feeling physically broken inside, you know, mentally not knowing if today's your last day, but you still walking around smiling, still trying to help people, you still trying to be a good person. That's strength. That's strength. You know, to every parent in this storm, though, just know you're not alone. You know, and that's what I built this Friday night chop up about, right? I always say it doesn't just help other people, it helps me. It helps me a lot. And I feel bad when I can't do this show, you know. But yeah, you're not alone. Just know you're not alone. And even if no one around you understands, I promise there's somebody out there that does. You know? And this episode is proof. And today, If today you didn't get everything done, things you wanted to do, things you needed to do, but your body wasn't letting you do it. If today you cried or felt weak, that's okay. You're still here. You dig? And that means a lot. That means a lot. You're still here. Big up, Pole Politic, and I see you, man. You're still here. Where does that strength come from, though? I talk about prayer. I talk about journaling. Sometimes you got to let it out. You cry in private. I know there's days when I'm super sad. I'm super depressed. My body's killing me, but I still got stuff to do. And I'll hear the kids laughing and stuff, and I draw that energy from them. It's all about surviving minute by minute. About surviving minute by minute. This is what I need y'all to do, though. Everybody knows somebody that's going through something, right? You may even be going through something. Share this episode. Let them know that on Fridays, there's a podcast out there that we chop it up about mental health and physical health issues. Text a friend and tell them. Post it on your story for me. Someone needs these messages. Someone needs to hear this. And if it's you going through some things, DM me. Let's talk. Let's connect. Because this community right here, is built on love and truth. We just, like Bernie Mac used to say, we just tell it like it TI is, and talk about things. I'm gonna open the lines for a little bit. You may be going through something. You may want to add to what we were talking about today. You may just need some encouragement. Let me open the lines up. But give a call in. Let's chop it up for a couple minutes. The number's on the screen. Let me get the phone going real quick. Well, I tell you, today's been a day. Today's been a day. Having all kind of issues today. But talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. I see the comments. Let me go to the comments while I'm trying to do this. Yeah, it's built on truth and love. Truth and love. I don't know what's going on, why it won't connect. So maybe we won't have the call-in number. The devil's a lie. Y'all should have seen when I first tried to go live, everything just froze up. And then my computer wanted to update. Soon as I went live. And now I can't find it. I hope this podcast today helped you, Hope I said something, you heard something that could help you, that help you help someone else. We all need that encouragement, I talk about, technology is something else, and it always mess up at the wrong time, at the worst time. I don't know what's going on with it, but I took the call down number down. I just want to, again, encourage you guys to reach out, to listen. Listen. The agape love, you're right. Agape love, the highest of love. Sometimes somebody just needs someone to listen to, they want to vent. You don't have to have all the right answers. Sometimes just listening, being a soundboard for them is the right answer at that time. Those of y'all going through anything, today we talked about being a parent and dealing with cancer. It could be anything you're going through, lupus, diabetes like myself also, mental health issues. You still gotta be a parent. This is crazy today. Now it just froze up. Like I said, we having all kind of issues today, y'all. Not sure if you could hear me still. My goodness. My goodness. Y'all have a good one. It froze up, I know.
F and G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Tre Boogie. We slide.
It's your big homies, Tre Boogie.
Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Tre Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into